Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a union read for you today. I do have sand art, and I will do oracle cards at the end, as I always do. So we'll get right into it. It is February 9th, 2019 today, and the day adds up to 23, which is the King of Wands. We have the Hermit and the King of Wands. Sounds like a story. So very much is about the Hermit and the King of Wands, okay? So that very much represents the feminine when she's hermiting, and the divine masculine, right? When he's being his man of passion. I'm going to get right into the sand art, and then we'll get into the read. The sand art was actually done at 1:17 a.m. last night before I went to sleep, and I was getting working out arms and shoulders today. I was actually just at the gym too, so please excuse my appearance. Also, men showing their muscles, back-to-back baths, or soaking in tubs, or a lot of dishes to do, or rinsing vegetables in the sink. Tanning beds, or wrapped up under a leak, so someone might be experiencing a leak, or can't sleep due to a leaky faucet. Bubble baths, and herb salt infused baths. And then I was getting, coming to a screeching halt. There was definitely huge male arousal around this, also to save a pet, or because a dog stops suddenly out of fear of someone, and the owner stops to ask what's the matter, but like coming to a screeching halt. And it made me think of one time where it was like a comic strip in my mind, where when my dad was walking our dog a long time ago, came to these two bushes in front of this one house and just came to a screeching halt, and then my dad kind of like went flying over him because he was scared of the dog there. But that's what it was reminding me of. But the owner asking, what's the matter? Or the dog stops to sniff another dog, or they may be in love because it's that time of the year. I was getting bird's nest, and there's a bird's nest filter, so someone might need a filter for some kind of clot. Mothers and their baby birds. A stork makes a delivery. It may not be what they thought. A male arousal disappears. For some, the delivery may not be yours. Okay, so I was getting fist bump or stump bump for someone, and then a broken bone, wrist or thumb or forearm, a broken agreement, no shaking of hands, someone now on Easy Street, and then seeing a flag, Six Flags or golf, where a submarine scope is up out of the water, which was interesting because someone just said something about submarine, and in one of my codes that I got a few days back was the submarine gateway. I think it was, I don't know, it was Africa, India, but I'll have to look back at that. So if it means anything to someone, let me know. And comment below. And thank you guys always for your likes, shares, comments, and your subscribe. So please do subscribe and comment. If you need any of my services, you know that my email and my website are below. Okay, if you should need some coaching, and I am doing energy portraits now. You can see some examples if you go on my video page, because I've been putting some of my energy portraits as the icons for my videos, so you can see there. But also any Reiki healing, card reads, numerology, all of that stuff. If you don't see something on my website, you can always drop me an email, okay? So the rest of the stuff from the sand art was ripping up paperwork, a hand coming out of nowhere, like a helping hand, fish stranded without water, and possibly a tidal wave or a dam that breaks, a swirl of emotions, the vortex, and a new puppy. And then a knee pops up from beneath the sand, or a body may be found somewhere. Okay, so that's what I was getting. And I wanted to bring that up too, about the swirl of emotions. As I tell you, I always ask for my inner child and my masculine's inner child and what they each need to feel loved today. And today was so cute because at first I couldn't really identify them, because I was just kind of like seeing a swirl, and then all of a sudden I see, ooh, this swirl going up, and it's the masculine doing magic for the feminine. Like he's doing a vortex, like he's like, whoo, and then the little feminine was jumping up and down in the bed going, yay, yay, like, so, because it was so cool, he was performing for her. It was really cute. So that was really beautiful energy coming up. So as we get into the read, and the Hermit and the King of Wands today, and the sun was bright today, good energy, a little bit of stress coming up, anxiety, like more stomach, not heart stress today, but more stomach related. And sometimes, you know, when you guys go out and go to the gym, that kind of thing, make sure you put some love energy around you. There is, you know, a lot of anxiety in the gym because people are always there worried about how they look, right? So you don't want to pick up on any of those negative energies, which I often can feel that, even if I do, you know, protect myself before I go out. It's just about, you know, wrapping yourself in love, okay? I watched The Red Violin last night, so if you haven't seen that, very interesting movie to watch, especially for the journey. And I especially resonated with it because my father played the violin. So there were some nice messages there. Let's see. And then it was interesting because I started the page, it was after midnight, so it was the page for today. At 12:19 I wrote movie over, because the movie was over at that time, but I also felt it was symbolic for someone. That it's no longer a movie, it becomes your real life, okay? So it was much more cold out than usual today too. I did go outside this morning, but it's been so warm out, you know, we're taking it for granted that it was so warm, so make sure not to take things for granted. And very windy. Last night it felt like, I wrote down here that it felt like the big bad wolf, you know, that someone's huffing and puffing and blowing your house down. That's what the wind felt like last night. The read for the union was done at 9:23 to 24, and then there was a big ongoing thing between 3 and 4, because I wrote down the read ended at 9:23, but I was still arranging till 24. But then when I wrote down the different suits, I wrote down 3 and had to change it to 4, and then it comes up 3 and 4 again once or twice in the read. So there's definitely something about the 3 and 4, which is the Emperor and the Emperor. And the 23 and the 24 is the King and Queen of Wands. So the only major arcana that came up for this read was Alchemy, which is the Temperance card in the traditional deck. We are using here the Sirian Starseed deck. The card that was underneath the underlying energy was also a major arcana, which was Guidance, which is usually the Hierophant. And the underlying energy on top of that was the Ace of Cups. So very beautiful underlying energy. There were 2 cups, 2 wands, 2 swords, and 4 pentacles. So very much a lot about business and practical duties today. And the court cards were the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, as well as the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can be another person, a third person, or it can just be a lot of physical movement today, you know, working out or running errands. It can be anything like that. And then the numbers and the codes had to do with parenting, relationship change, and manifestation. And I've been noticing with the numbers, like, you know, often I'll get maybe, you know, 2 of the same number, or sometimes 3 of the same number, which is actually rare. But now I'm getting, instead of a lot of different numbers with one set of numbers coming up as 2, I'm getting several sets of double and triple numbers. Like, so no other singles, which is very unusual, but it's happening multiple times in a row. So 888 came up in the read, as well as 1010, okay, and 11, 11. So we have 11, 888, 1010, and 10s were coming up singly, as well as 1 and 21, 3, and 2224. Okay, but like I said, the coding was all about parenting, relationship change, and manifestation. And there's a couple interesting messages here. It was very much about the 10 of Orbs, which is the challenge today, the 10 of Orbs, or 10 of Swords. but it's really about ending the pain, and it can just be about, a message came up about working out physically, how to go into the pain, and that's how you resolve your pain, okay? Obviously not injuring yourself further, but once, if you have issues that are chronic, you work into that pain in order to release it. It's like when you hold pressure and then release it in order to loosen up a muscle, or make your stretch go further. You actually put resistance on it, and then when you release it, it becomes even more free, just like a diamond under pressure. Just like the energy's coming at us right now, which also comes up in the read, which will be related to that diamond in the rough, which will come up in the read. But the message here, which was interesting, GU and GUI came up. So first thing I thought of was George Washington University. So George Washington definitely came up here. But first I wrote down God's union, or I, okay? That your union is most important with yourself. To ace the twin high vibration of thoughts, of positive thoughts, about high vibrations, in order to support, especially the divine feminine, that you can aid assistance as being, helping being a good parent, and relationship, and manifesting that relationship change. Okay, so there's definitely stuff about children coming up. So this is going to be for both the masculine and the feminine. But you're supporting each other by supporting your own high vibration, whether that has to do with your children or their children. So it's always about keeping your energy high and being one with yourself, making sure you keep your union balanced, your individual union. Also about George Washington coming up. This was very interesting. I had to look it up because I didn't remember if George Washington had any children, because it was telling me that George Washington was the first twin in a high vibration energy to master the pain as parents. So I looked it up, and actually Martha they raised 2 children together, but they were hers. She was a widower, and she actually had 4 kids, but 2 of the kids hadn't survived past their teens, I guess. So she had 2 kids that her and George raised together, and they said they often had many children and nieces and nephews at the White House. And Spirit's connecting with me on that. So very interesting message. And by the way, his birthday was February 22nd, 1732, and I guess President's Day. I always forget what days they are, but his birthday's coming out 2/22, 1732. He died December 14th, 1799, and he was president 1789, actually to 97. Okay, so a couple terms there. And Virginia was coming up too, because his great-grandfather John migrated from England to Virginia, and yesterday a volcano in Virginia came up in my coding. Okay, and also Taiwan and Taipei came up in the codes. So if any of that relates to you, please comment below. And getting into the read, so we have new love as commitment comes out. Commitment to self, but also the King of Pentacles putting his pride aside after ignoring offer of love. He's now saying that you complete me, which came up yesterday. And this is reiterating this. At home, there may be temptations of superficial options, causing conflict with Viking hook, offering money, or new love offering new life after synchronicities, causing conflict at home for the masculine. There's a standoff with people watching between the dark and the light, black and the white, salt and pepper and olives, apricot kernels and herbs, Italian Viking with stone face in pits. So someone might have that background in their lineage, but it's very stone-faced right now because they're in the pits, feeling down. Has everything she needs, coming up as she. I'm definitely getting some karmic energy here, but always demanding more, more, more from the masculine. Karmic may be offering money, or is it the divine feminine offering a new life? To walk through the portal naturally. Maybe she's the one with money. And also you're being guided here to stay in your lane. The path where the flowers grow. In the Colosseum, during the fights, or street fights coming up here, was it caused by the karmic queen who was unsatisfied? So think back in the Colosseum, you know, with the king and then the queen next to him was always present. Was the fight here caused because the karmic queen was never satisfied and she wanted something more, you know, bugging the king? As long as the people pay to see the fight, she's good, because then she gets everything she wants. Secret conflicts over money at home. New love and or children coming and going and visiting. One loving self or new love, another needing attention with negative self-talk. No message from lover in need of attention, feeling like a failure. Sexual energy highlighted here. Red boots spouting off about needing attention. She's the mountain between them. The divine masculine insisting it's just a molehill. Okay, so this is still the karmic interfering, whatever she's doing, and the masculine still not seeing the whole of it. Okay, and then you deserve love comes up here in the underlying energy, as well as deception beneath that someone's still wearing a false mask in this relationship. But you deserve love with the arrow, the Sagittarius arrow pointed. The Knight of Cups is riding in for protection from shading palms or shady palms and prints on the floor. So there may be footprints on the floor. Someone may be tracking stuff in the house. Scissors and magnet and coin left out on the counter. Oh no. So someone might be a little, you know, type A personality. Protecting self by throwing shade, watching WWF on TV, trying some stunts at home, or performing on all fours like a dog, cracking the whip around children. Someone could be in trouble, and someone could be selling porn, possibly someone of themselves, and the kids see it. Door left open or running away, or runaways on the news. A boar is in trouble. Leo with big palms tackling wild animals. Families seeing themselves on TV or video, or reflection of their exact situation anyway. Okay, so the underlying energy signs that came up were Taurus reversed, Gemini upright, Pisces upright, Capricorn upright, and Leo reversed. Those were the only signs that came up in the underlying energy. Secret meets at a back door. Rock, paper, scissors, magnet, coin. Who gets to or has to do it this time? Brick wall blocks at the door, and kids trying to come in. Everyone talking about sweets and tweets, and gates opening and closing, and boar's fangs or eye tooth being pulled or yanked on, or strong-armed into submission by warrior Leo who won't let him go. People see it in his eyes, a plea for mercy. People can't believe she won't let him go. With her hand over his mouth, if he speaks, she will give him great pain. So somebody definitely could be threatening their karmic, you know. So physical activity comes up here as underlying energy, as well as beneath that is new beginnings. So make sure you keep yourself active, help to release any negative energies coming up. And physical activities was 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so go steadily forward, take your time. And then new beginnings is 1, is the Magician, manifest. Treasure chest open and silk curtains are pulled. Red, white, and gold, opening the window to let the sun in, holding back family money or energy at this time, throwing stars, you know, the martial arts weapons, and boxed herbs or cigars are coming up here. Holding back passions too until the fighting is done, over a split or inheritance about who gets what, people fighting in overgrown grass by a log with butterflies and mice or rats, clearing out dusty old house that needs renovations. A royal lineage of the Catholic Church, silk drapes and fleur-de-lis, relics from an old church, crossing each other and fighting for the glory and for love. Okay, so somebody might be definitely fighting over a property, whether it's a family property or something in business that people are fighting over. Definitely could be inheritance though. Okay, expanding self-love, playing sports and working out too. New love in not requiring attention, but offering self any and all harsh truths in order to clear and be physically active. Okay, so I was just working out, like, so whipping yourself into shape or having a trainer, whatever inspires you or motivates you to get you into, you know, just a better position, because when you work out, you always feel better. Okay, so whipping yourself into shape, which many people do at this time of year, coming spring. Pointing love, though, at self, not the TV. Love to all, but standing your ground. Teaching others around and learning from them as well. Recently expressing passionate feelings. The wounded warrior may be guarding their wounds from family leaving him out in the cold and injured, and now they may be coming out and saying it. So something that happened with your family a long time ago, or recently, whatever it is, but you didn't say anything at the time, is now coming up, whether it's the divine feminine or the masculine, to their family. There's a lot of play and passionate arrows of love and physical movement and commitment to self. The foundation is spiritual knowing. The Queen of Swords tells her truth, letting go of burdens after possibly working out hard. Okay, so the working out hard can be a physical workout, but also could be all the work that you've already done. Okay, that you've done a great job. So that now as we get into the central energy at the heart of the union, the signs that came up in the body of the union were double Leo reversed. So Leo is definitely reversed through this read. Libra was up and down, Cancer was up and down. So if I say up and down, it could be two separate Libras or Cancers, or it can just be that the one person's up and down. So Libra up and down, Cancer up and down, Sag not sure, but Sag came up, and Virgo up and down as well. Pisces not sure, Aries was definitely up, Aquarius not sure which way, and then Scorpio was definitely reversed, and Capricorn was definitely reversed. So centrally is coming up the Queen of Pentacles, allowing energy to appear, and there could be two Queen of Pentacles. Now don't forget, the Divine Feminine and the Karmic can have a lot of similarities about them, so that you could very easily both be the same Queen. You know, you could both be Queen of Pentacles, you could be the same sign, or you could be like, Queen of Pentacles could be a Virgo and a Taurus, or a Capricorn and a Taurus, whatever. So remember, the Queen of Pentacles can have two meanings, because she can come up in a read, or any queen or court card can come up in a read representing more than one person. So the Queen of Pentacles is allowing the energy to appear, or is drained by energy vampires like kids and Leos and egos not seeing eye to eye at this time, or people staying in sicknesses or illnesses and or weak partnerships, okay, to get the attention, staying together for business only, no love, just money and stability, and kids draining you. The challenge being for the union, allowing the pain and physical activity, going into the pain to make it all better, choosing path out in the world in order to expand from. The Queen of Pentacles finds contentment on her own with everything around her that she loves. Destiny is slowed for the swords. Destiny has slowed for this Queen of Pentacles, which is coming up as, it can be a karmic also, but coming up as the Divine Feminine, that destiny is slowed in order for the swords to all now drop out of her back. So the worst is over, but it's just kind of like, you know, in the aftermath, to let everything settle, let all the swords drop out. And any physical pain issues you need to working out kinks. So let the swords drop out of her back, psychic abilities surrounded by loveless partners and karmics trying to get what you have in the 5D world of angels. Expansion takes patience. The Queen of Pentacles ends all energy stealing through 5D world and the Divine Masculine's karmic relationships. Relationship or ships, plural, focusing on self once and for all for the feminine. Allowing love for everyone you meet, not just your Divine Masculine. That I'm all I need. Okay, this is the Divine Feminine's perspective right now. Now in the head, crowning the union, is patience and alchemy. Overload. I was getting overload from that, but so someone might be on overload. I was going to say overloss and expressing feelings to children about lies and deception, duplicity and splits. Opportunities to love without deceiving and fighting, or lying, of course, but being discerning about it. After overloss and needing clarity about alchemizing business relations, but it is not working, or the hermit can't focus due to secret high priestess and energy harvesting in 5D coming up at the full moon. So there may be some masculines who know that their karmic actually, really harvests energies from other people at the full moon. So someone might be doing a ceremony at the full moon and they're aware of it. The angel taking leap of faith, reaping rewards and offering love to expose wrongdoing, inequity, and finding peace away from it. Soon the King of Pentacles, or Master of Crystals, is already transformed, but waiting on justice or possibly divorce, releasing attachments to shame and guilt. After manifesting guardedness at work and losing money, mastering manifestation abilities. The union is being seen as, by the masculine and the feminine, as the 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Chalices. 2 steps or 2 cups to Trinity. The top dog is the flyer with the light, to bring in the rainbow to the family pyramid or monad and or triad, offering infusion of new life to the group, but holding back truth of verbal abuse in the family. 3 out of 4 in the foundation, and 2 out of 3 on the next level too, all out of 10. Sneakiness and half-truths of the Queen of Wands, past lying, cheating, and stealing to get her way. Healing family issues, this could be the one, and honeymoon, all come up for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine unions. And I wanted to bring up the verbal abuse in the family because I can't think of any kind of wound that's greater than verbal abuse. Everyone has verbal abuse in their family. Even the nicest of people, if it's them who doesn't end up being the verbal abuser, someone who they're being overly nice to is going to end up verbally abusing them. So that's a big wound to clear, because everyone's been verbally abused, and if not within their own family, out in the world. Around the union, or as it is seen, is the Ace of Pentacles, the diamond in the rough. Compression of rock produced. Now we are receiving that from energy streams coming in to make us glean. All of our facets reflecting rainbow, lower chakras, orange and yellow, and white too, purifying these. Rainbow light all around unions. I was getting lots of rainbows coming up, but I don't usually always see this together. But I was definitely seeing rainbows in everything. See the rainbow. I'm sure your mother, sister, or child, or in-law, or friend is just like your karmic. It's all in perspective. Your karmic wasn't perfect, but you loved them anyway. Always connected somehow to family, through kids and parents. Only do what makes you happy. The rest is for them to mend. The King of Pentacles offers something practical at the full moon for Hermit to come out. Clear blocks of the Knight of Wands at home or in union, sitting with bad feelings and then manifesting on his or her own without you. Parenting comes up here, as well as relationship change and manifestation, but even more so, spiritual career. New life of romance, the red violin. The love of a good man runs deep. Make sure you appreciate him. He may just show it differently than you. Working with crystals, the stone or the light. Blue light was coming up here, specifically blue rays. Stop trying to wake up family and make peace with family. Shine your own light today. Manifest your abilities. Co-create and stand in your truth, even if it causes you to be alone. Be there for him with a silly grin when he finally lets go of shame and guilt enough to humbly come home. Allow him in, without losing who you are. Detox anxiety. Remember, nervous equals excited. Change your perspective of unconditional love. The King of Cups is detoxing his anxieties, getting clear on loss of money, power, and independence of the King of Wands. In a break with the King of Cups, the King of Wands' negative past of losing everything he had to the Emperor, who's on top. Half the family abusive foundation is now gone, and King of Cups is detoxing, possibly alcohol and depression. Okay, so this was also bringing up again, which is a common theme here for me, is the Emperor and 2 sons. It's like a father and 2 sons who, obviously the Emperor was all about the traditional man role of, men don't cry and you compete with each other, right? So I'm always getting this brotherly competition with a father. So whether it's brothers and a father, or whether it's partners and a boss, or an in-law or an uncle, doesn't matter what it is, it's this ongoing thing between these three, right? The King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Emperor. The Emperor could be the King of Cups, but there's usually two brothers coming up. Sometimes the suits change. So new love, commitment to self, and knowing and glowing light for the spiritual family. The union breathes new life. Expressing feelings, the Queen of Pentacles loses steam, having cleared a lot of pain and come clean to the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands, patient angel, alchemizing, working on anxiety issues. Okay, so here's, like, it's showing the two perspectives of the feminine and the masculine. So the feminine expressing feelings and losing steam right now, having cleared a lot of pain, and has already come clean to her King of Pentacles, but that the masculine King of Pentacles is now in his Knight of Wands, being patient and alchemizing his situation and working on his own anxiety issues. So like I said, there seems to be a father and two sons dynamic here, as well as the Queen of Wands may have lied to go on a trip to get away from the family, or to go away on a trip to fess up about lies, okay, that she wants to tell the family that she told, or about some kind of wrongdoing that she did. It looks like she's fessing up to the family, or sneaking away on a trip and lying about it, because she just wants to get away from the family. The Queen of Pentacles is being drained by a double Leo, or kids in a Leo, not seeing eye to eye, or has a kid or kids who are being drained by a Leo disconnect. Alright, so that's the read. And I'm going to pull you some oracle cards. So let's see what we have for the Ascension deck. Now everybody take a deep breath. Clear and aligned. Clear and aligned. Clear and aligned. Okay. So for this February 9, 2019, for everyone watching and the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? These came out, the bottom of the deck is Isis, number 38. And 38 is the Queen of Cups. Okay, which is very much about the Divine Feminine. There's a lot of Divine Feminines whose soul number, if you have your numbers done, their soul numbers are the Queen of Cups. Sometimes they're the King of Cups or the Knight of Cups, but for the twins, that's pretty much what I'm getting most of the time. The affirmation is, I face my challenges with calm and strength. That's for Isis. The three cards that came out were Lady Portia, number 32. I believe she just came out. Jesus again. Oh, these guys just came out. So I guess we're reiterating that. And then Commander Ashtar, 39. 32, 39, 40. So 39 is the Knight of Cups, and 40 is the Page of Cups. 32 is that Six of Wands of good news, success, attention, right? The journey. 32 is a 5, 40 is a 4, and 39 is a 3. So 3, 4, 5. And Isis is 38, 11. So Lady Portia says, she's known as the goddess of justice. As a lord of karma, she tempers justice with mercy and balance. In order to act with these golden qualities, you must let go of your own projections and prejudices and see the whole picture. When you receive this card, Lady Portia is calling on you to review an aspect of your life or relationships to bring it fully into the fifth dimension. Be generous-hearted, open-minded, and fair, and step aside from judgment, and then your ascension path will be showered with gold. The affirmation is, I am fair-minded, open-hearted, and non-judgmental. Okay, so this comes very much into play in regards to your perspective about anything, whether it's anxiety and it should just be excited, right? Or judgments about your karmic when they're just a person, okay? And you all have karmics in your life as well, okay? Nobody's perfect. So let go of those judgments. Send love to everyone. So Jesus says, Jesus came from Venus, planet of love. He was sent to Earth to carry the Christ light at a time when the energy was very low. He incarnated as an Essene and received spiritual teachings throughout his childhood and adult life. Then he underwent many initiations to prepare his energy centers to carry the vibration of unconditional love. This card reminds you that all challenging people, including all karmics, that's what they are, this card reminds you that that all challenging people and situations are tests to prepare you for ascension. To pass these tests, you need to respond to them with unconditional love and balance. Remember, there's only love. The affirmation is, I respond with unconditional love today. And remember that, karmic's not a bad word. It's just what we use to denote who is the twin and who's not the twin. Everyone is a karmic. I mean, we learn from everyone in our lives. It's just the twins are, we're no longer in karma. Not in the same way, anyway. It's like, if there's anything negative that you do, that it now will, immediately comes back to you, so that you can correct that. But just my point is not to have any negative connotations about karmics. Whether they do bad things or not, it's about staying non-judgmental and being neutral in the situation, and to rise above those situations. So Commander Ashtar's 39-3 is that Knight of Cups of offering love to everyone around you. Commander Ashtar is in charge of the intergalactic fleet, spaceships that patrol and protect this universe. His mothership enters Earth through Machu Picchu, the two-way interdimensional portal that he oversees. Commander Ashtar is connecting with you through this card, inviting you to view the planets, stars, and galaxies with cosmic eyes. Breathe in the subtle energy and wisdom of the stellar world and allow it to affect your chakra system and ignite your consciousness. Your blessed for this card is of expanded enlightenment and a call to intergalactic service. The affirmation is, I connect with Commander Ashtar to serve the universe. Okay. So not only about being open to all people, but all intergalactic energies. Alright, so we have the past life deck. Take another deep breath. Clear the mind. Clear the mind. Alright. For February 9, 2019, for everybody watching and the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay, I'm going to ask Jesus here, and Commander Ashtar, and Isis. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay, we got one from each. Okay, so forgiveness is the bottom of the deck. So you see the purity of the white light used to purify. The energies that purify are, we're getting the solar plexus and the sacral chakras today. And finances beneath that, so to purify and forgive yourself for anything revolving around finances. Forgive yourself and others. So I said Jesus, Ashtar, and then Isis. So Jesus, we got this card, medicine man or woman. Okay, so allow your shamanistic abilities to come out more. Make sure you focus on your health. Catch your dreams. Don't let your dreams stagnate in a dream catcher. To follow your dreams. Don't allow anything outside of yourself to put your dreams into a mold of what it's supposed to be. And also medicine man or woman is coming up here. So it's really very much about your healing abilities, and to work on your healing abilities more. And that's, Jesus was 40 in this deck, so that's the Page of Cups. So it's being that innocent, unconditional love. Be a child, your inner child. Loving and free on the playground. Okay? And then from Commander Ashtar, we have galactic service. So that's perfect. Okay? Look more into either, psychically connect in meditation to other galactic worlds to learn more. You can research more about it, but just be more open-minded to other universes, other beings. Okay? And then for Isis, we have phobias. Okay? Phobia is just another word for fear. Okay? You can't be in love and fear at the same time. So when you're in fear, recognize that. When you're staying present, it's easy to do, and just pull yourself back into love energy. Okay? It's an illusion. Because how can it not be an illusion if love is real? Okay? So fear or love, can't do both at the same time. So it's an easy thing to reference back to. So now for the journey of love. Take a deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. So again, February 9, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And I'm going to get this from, I'm going to ask, since they're, Jesus, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Alright, the bottom of the deck is Fire and Ice, which is perfect because it's 37, and we had the underlying energy from the other deck was 38. So the King and Queen of Cups coming up here, Fire and Ice. The two different perspectives. And then we have, these two came out together, Seed of the Heart, which is 25, which is that Knight of Wands that came up in the read. And then 30, which is the Four of Wands, the union energies, right? Those passionate union energies. Getting moving your body. It's very blue and green, both of them. And whites and soft yellows. But they're very different energies. Seed of the Heart and Towering Magnificence. Okay. So the coloring is the same, but the energies are very different. One is there's a lot of nervous energy and tumultuous, and the other one's very smooth and peaceful. Although there's still some interest, there's still some interesting texture in it. These two also came out. I'm going to show them to you, but I'm not going to read them to you. God Speaks came up, okay, which is number 33, which is the Christ vibration, and then 65, the Breaking also came up. Okay, and that is another 11, and that's the King of Pentacles, which came up in the read. So God speaks to your manifestation abilities, you know, going out in the world and manifesting your dreams. And 33 is that Seven of Wands. Make sure you stand up for yourself. It's not about fighting or arguing. It's just about standing up for yourself, standing your ground. Of course, if anything raises higher than that, anything that might lower your vibration, you know, you walk away. But certainly speak your truth. And there's very much contrast here. One is so soft and blue, greens, purples, and the other one's like harsh and red and yellows and blues also. This one's not really blue, there's more purples and like taupe and greens. This one's like blues and reds and yellows and whites and harsh and rough. Okay, and that's just going along with the Fire and Ice. You know, we're kind of seeing opposites here, and not even opposites, but two sides of the same coin, which is the foundation of the twins. So I'm going to read Seed of the Heart, which is 25, and then I'm going to read Towering Magnificence as well. Okay, so Seed of the Heart says, within each one of us is a divine seed of love, waiting to blossom into fullness. We don't always know what type of blossom we shall be. However, and sometimes if we try to figure it out in advance, the blossoming itself can cause us anxiety, pain, or fear because it's taking us down an unknown, unexpected direction. We may even fear that the direction we are headed is away from our life path and purpose, as if that were even possible. The seed in the heart arises as guidance when we're unfolding in a new manifestation of the divine light within. It comes as encouragement to trust, to surrender, to allow and to be as open, unthinking, and ready for the unexpected as possible. A plant just needs the right conditions to grow healthy, and if you have ever seen a blade of grass pushing up through the crack in the pavement, then you'll know that when something is meant to grow to the light, it will do so even against the most apparently insurmountable odds. This oracle brings you guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you, the most perfect support for your own divine blossomings. Trust. Know that the seed in your heart knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy. Don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now, as your life energy supports it. And the poem reads, when sky can imagine, the dark awake. In awe, light pervades and bears the vast tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue, bold birth. Okay, so blue light was definitely coming up in the read as well. So that was important. Okay, so Towering Magnificence is number 30. And this one says, you are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet exists within all forms. It is humbling, and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of the divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience, as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You're being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now to be witnessed to the extent that is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves, that you are ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now according to divine timing and grace. This is also confirmation that you're connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it and new awareness is taking its place. And the poem simply states, mighty sentinels connecting heaven and earth, that's you. Wisdom of the ancients waiting for those who listen in the quiet. Okay? So those who are quiet like you will probably be the first to reach out to you. So know that and know who you are. Okay? And expect the unexpected. Including for someone in their birth. So I don't know what that's all about. But I'm going to show you the read before I forget to do that. This is the read for the union. Okay, that's the basic read. All right, guys. So health has been coming up a lot this week, so make sure you focus on your health, and it's a perfect time to do that anyway as spring is coming. And make sure you drink plenty of water and get plenty of rest, okay? And do some fun things. The sun's coming out. It's a great time to make plans to go out with some friends or family, okay? And rise.